Christian, how do you move on from a big win and kind of lock back in knowing that you can have an even bigger win this week?
Really, one game, really just we got the dub. What Coach say, just move on really, and that's what we're doing. So we're moving on to bigger things.
And then what's kind of like McKinsey's message to you guys this week?
Really, it's the same message from Georgia and from the whole season. Really, just keep DMM and just keep living up to the standard.
Christian, I saw before the game started, your mom praying over you, pounding the crowd after the game. You were looking for, what's that mean to you to have her there? Just to be able to pray over you and really wish you luck in those big moments.
Really means a lot. My mom, she's my everything. Really, I'm a mama's boy, of course. Just great to have her there and everything. Just growing up, knowing that she's always been my number one supporter. So yeah.
And then at this point in the season, we've seen it a lot recently where a lot of teams are trying to target you, but you continue to come up and make good plays. Now, talk about your growth. As you seem to see more tension on that side of the field.
Really, it was just it was kind of a battle. Ever from USC, it was just been a battle. Just really one play, one life, and that's what Coach Mickens and Coach Freeman always be telling me. And really just it's a DB mindset, So as a DB, stuff happened, but then just gotta move on to the better picture. So yeah.
And I've seen you pregame talking to you spend a lot of time pregame with guys like Xavier Watson, Jordan Clark, even Adon Shuler. Speak to having someone the same age, same class as you, and then having those older guys there with you as well. What's the relationship like? Because you guys spend so much time pregame.
Oh, we spend every day with each other. So even not on game day, we just spend time with each other a lot. I look up to X and JC. Just those my older brothers, and so it's just been great having them here. So
Christian, what makes Drew Aller such a talented quarterback and a tough opponent?
He's a great quarterback, great athlete, just a great athlete. So that's all I can say. So yeah.
Brag on this secondary a little bit. One of the toughest in the nation. Just what makes this group so talented and so good?
Really, I can say the relationship we have with God. Our relationship with God is outstanding. We're a big Christian group, and just our work ethic too. So it's just all combined. It's just really a blessing.
Christian, it seems like the entire team is really bought into what Marcus Freeman has been preaching all year long. Why is he so easy to follow?
Really, he just he can get to you. He could understand you. You can understand him too, because he was at that athletic perspective, and he's at a coach perspective too. So it's kind of not as easy to follow, but it's understanding to follow.
Adon, how much confidence are you playing with right now?
Great confidence. I think it just stems from just the team and kind of the role that I'm in, and kind of just allowing the coaches to trust me. So I think that stems from that.
And then how much communication do you have with Vabu this week? Do you guys text back and forth like normal, or?
Yeah, we got on the phone after the game, so yeah, I can't wait to see my boy.
And walk us through that tone-setting play in the first quarter against Georgia, that forced fumble. What was it like, and just how special was it for you to be able to be the one to set that tone?
Yeah, our coach, he always says we only need an inch, and that's what they had. I think it was 4th and 1 or 3rd and something like that. And in that huddle, it was a timeout before. He said he needs somebody to make a play, and he called the play, and we trusted him, and made the play.
What's the balance between the wear and tear coming off that game versus the adrenaline of getting ready for a semifinal?
Yeah, I would say it's kind of iffy. Sometimes you might turn this way, feel a little sore, but the job not finished. You got to continue to kind of elevate and kind of just prolong, speed up the process and the recovery, and just get ready for the next week.
Do you feel things more now because of the fact that you guys have played so many games compared to obviously if it was week 4 or 5 in the season?
Honestly, no. I think I'm got the regular game soreness. So.
And then, what do you see from Penn State's offense?
Yeah, they're well-oiled. They're a hard-nosed Big Ten team, and, you know, we have to kind of play our football and kind of get them behind the sticks.
How do you guys, you know, a big win over an SEC team, how do you kind of stay in the moment and just try not to drop off, having to drop off going against another team?
Yeah, just stay motivated, stay hungry. We got to go on the same. We have to have the same mindset we went into Georgia with, and just play our style of football.
They have two really good running backs. You guys have two really good running backs. How do you feel like that sort of helps with the preparation of going up and facing them?
Yeah, you know, our coach, since camp, we've said, you know, we have the best running backs in the country, and going against them every day at practice just helps us exceed, you know, kind of our expectations for them.
All right, we're going to go to Zoom for one here. All right, Devin Jackson, go ahead, bud.
Hey, thanks for taking some time. Wanted to ask about your defensive coordinator, Al Golden. How impactful has he been for your own development, and what is he like, you know, leading your defensive unit?
Yeah, Coach Golden, I call him the Godfather from the movie, man. He's just like, he's so motivating, and, you know, like when he says something, things have to move, and, you know, that's just how we play for him. So.
And then a follow-up I had, saw that you were from New Jersey, and you had took a unofficial visit to Penn State. They offered you. Was Penn State ever kind of in the running for you? And you know, how cool is it to play against them after, you know, I know you're not super close to Penn State, but you know, it's within a few hours of where you grew up.
Yeah, it's a huge blessing and an honor to play against them. Kind of having the opportunity to play against a lot of teams that I grew up watching has been something I like look back to this day. So just getting that opportunity to play against Penn State is something I'm actually looking forward to.
We do one more quick one here.
Don, what makes, I mean, you guys have really bought into what Coach Freeman has preached all year long. What makes him such an easy leader to follow?
Yeah, he leads by example. You know, Coach Freeman, he says, like, he would go do it if he could. And, you know, just having that mindset as a coach and, you know, as a player, seeing that and hearing the things that he says to us, and, you know, just kind of understanding that, you know, if he had one more play, he would go out there and do it with us. So just having that mindset helps.
RJ, how do you kind of build off that performance last week?
Yeah, so just, you know, looking at the film, knowing things I was able to do well, and, you know, obviously things I got to improve on, and, you know, just going from there and knowing how that can apply that to, you know, a new week and a new offensive line and a new offense. So, you know, just trying to adapt and, you know, continue that this week.
You guys have been hit by the injury bug this year. I guess what's just kind of the mindset in the defensive line room right now?
Yeah, man, we just got to keep going. You know, we know a lot of guys have been hurt, and you know, we use that as motivation, and, you know, to do it for the guys that have gone down, and you know, we know guys are ready to step up, and that's just the culture of this team. So we got to keep going.
Coach Golden has told us that. Every, you know, on the line, every play is not meant for, you know, get a sack or to anything like that. But how long have you been waiting on that moment, you know, to make your imprint on this defensive line?
Yeah, of course, man. It's definitely, you know, a great moment for me and definitely for this team, for this defense. And, you know, you come to Notre Dame to, you know, play in big stages and have moments like this. And I'm just glad that, you know, things were able to align in terms of, you know, the way I was able to execute on a certain play that, you know, led to a play for this defense. So I'm happy for that.
Can you take us through that play, just what you saw and how it opened up for you?
Yeah, of course. So, you know, we do a lot of work throughout the week, you know, knowing what formations and kind of what we're going to see, you know, when we first see the offense, and, you know, kind of knew that they were in a situation where they needed to throw the ball, and we're trying to get some points late in the half, and, you know, was able to, you know, work on my get off, and, you know, had a good hand usage, and, you know, every week we stress before practice, you know, doing ball disruption, so, you know, getting that ball out, and obviously, you know, making game-changing plays is something that we always emphasize, so I just, you know, seen that as an opportunity to try to get that ball out, and that's what I did, and I was happy to do that.
The transfers overall had an outstanding game. What was that like to kind of be a part of that group that every score happened and a lot of defensive plays were courtesy of that group?
Yeah, that was great, man. You know, a lot of us, you know, came together. You know, we were on this official visit together, and, you know, being with those guys, you know, obviously not knowing coming in, you know, how you're going to make an imprint on this team, or, you know, how we're all going to, coming from different places, going to fit into the culture and fit into, you know, the success of a school like Notre Dame. But I think, you know, we're all able to, you know, capitalize on that and, you know, do the best for this team. And I think that just speaks to the culture that, you know, no matter where guys come from, that we're all bought in and that we're all, you know, able to, you know, perform those big moments, because that's why we came here. So I'm happy for that.
We're going to go to Zoom real quick and we'll come back. David Hale, go ahead, man.
Hey, RJ. We've seen so many times Riley go out and put his body on the line to try to pick up a first down or something like that, as he did numerous times there in the fourth quarter against Georgia. I wonder if you could go back to like your Duke days with him. Like, when's the first time you saw him do something like that, and what does it do for the team to kind of see your quarterback play that physically?
Yeah, man, I would say, even in scrimmages, Riley's always, putting his body on the line, man. And even though he's wearing that red jersey, I think in practice we would always get annoyed that, we'd always try to run it through guys, and we'd have the red jersey on, we wouldn't be able to touch him. So I think that frustration, knowing that he's always, putting his body on the line, and he would always run through a wall for this team, and he's been doing that since 2021. So I'm just happy to have him part of this team, and I'm glad to have that.
All right, one more here, guys, if you have one.
Being a transfer, what was it about Coach Freeman that made you want to buy in and come here? And then really with this entire year buying into the message, what is it like to have him as a leader?
Yeah, Coach Freeman's a great leader. I knew coming in that, the guys had a lot of respect for him. Obviously knowing that, I seen that video of the way guys reacted, when he was announced as head coach. And, I had a couple high school teammates, Jason and Justin Adamalola and, Shane Simon, who were here and talking to those guys and how much they loved him, and knowing that, he's a guy who's going to, go to war for his players, and a guy that you want to coach, that you want to play for. And, one thing he told me is, coming here and knowing, obviously that things aren't going to be easy, but, to come here and choose hard to improve myself. And, I think I fully bought into that, and knowing that Coach Freeman was going to do the best that he could to, put me in positions to succeed and help me improve as a player. So I'm glad that he was able to do that.
Junior, did it feel like kind of all your hard work over the last couple of years kind of came to fruition in the Sugar Bowl?
Yeah, I could say for sure that was definitely a moment for me, knowing all my hard work I've been doing throughout the past 2 years and throughout this whole season. Just never getting complacent and knowing my time will come. So, yeah.
And then your family's been pretty prevalent at all your games this year. I guess, what does that mean to you that they would find a way to come out from the West Coast and be there for most of your games?
It means a lot. Family is everything to me. Knowing that they're there to support me close, and just knowing that I'm playing for more than just the team and myself. And so, yeah.
How do you tune that out? You kind of mentioned, being patient and it pays off, and your coach talked about that. You probably had opportunities, or maybe people are suggesting you go other places. What was it about Notre Dame that made you want to stay here and just keep fighting and prove yourself?
My faith, obviously, like my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ has like only strengthened throughout these past 2 years. Obviously, there's times where I could have doubt of what's going on in my life, but he's my anchor in everything I do. And also, this team, I love this team, from the D-line to the linebackers, even the offensive players to the coaches. Like this, even the university, like it means everything to me. Like the education I can get from it. So yeah.
And football just kind of comes along.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah.
Junior, what do you see from Penn State that makes them a tough opponent for your defense?
They're a great running scheme team. Obviously, if you can't stop the run, they're going to just keep running it. But if you do stop the run, they obviously have a great quarterback. So we just got to capitalize on being +2 in everything we do, stop the run. Yeah.
How much energy, when you guys are able to get those turnovers and force them, how much energy does that provide you guys in defense, but also the rest of the team too?
It means a lot because every game our goal is being +2. So again, +2 turnovers more than the other team. So we always talk about it and make sure it's instilled in us that if we do get like a fumble or interception or anything, it's a big takeaway for not just for ourselves, but giving another chance for the offense to get back on that field to score. So,
Junior, what is it about this defense that makes you guys so fluid? Just be able to plug in pieces and people go out there and just have success without even a second notice.
The coaches have taught us to being adaptable towards any situation. But this team is built through adversity. So like, whatever happens to one player, just know that like somebody got to step up to the plate and take advantage of it. So, yeah.
So we're gonna pop the Zoom, then we'll come back. Okay. David Hale, go ahead, bud.
Hey, I wanted to ask you, when you see Riley go out and have some of those runs like he had in the fourth quarter where he's putting his body on the line, trying to knock over a linebacker, like what's that, as a guy who's put some hits on some quarterbacks in your day, like what do you think of it when you see your quarterback doing that?
I mean, it's honestly pretty cool, just because you don't see it, quarterbacks these days running, just because some quarterbacks kind of shy away from contact, but it's amazing, and we honestly love him for that, because it only truly means that like he loves our team, and so yeah.
All right, go ahead, move on.
Just you having a knack for the ball, being able to spot it at any moment. You have from a recovery, put you guys at the 9-yard line. Can you walk us through like the technique, just the opportunity to just know where the ball is at all times?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like see ball, get ball. Like I said, we're trying to be +2, so I'm always looking for the ball. Always trying to take advantage of either making a fumble or a fumble recovery, interception. So yeah.
They have 2 really good running backs. You guys have 2 really good running backs. How does facing Jeremiah and JD all year sort of help you for a game like this?
Oh, it helps tremendously for sure. I mean, if you can see, J Love he's obviously a different type of running back. But JD is also a great running back. But honestly, I think we have the 2 best running backs in the country. So if we can stop them in practice, we can stop anyone else. So, yeah.
And you guys have really bought into what Coach Freeman has been preaching all year long to get to this point and beyond. What makes him such an easy leader to follow?
I mean, we call it, this generation aura, but like it's just like you can feel the love that he's giving out towards us, and regardless if he's mad at us, we know that it's out of love, and we're playing out of love for him as well. So yeah.